Weeks of simmering political tension on the streets of Cairo have erupted into a bloody confrontation. Troops launching an all-out assault on protest camps in the city centre. An unknown number of people are dead, at least several hundred, in what some are calling Egypt's Tiananmen Square.
The demonstrators had camped out for weeks and police had had enough. They moved in with bulldozers and tear gas. And at first they were met with rocks and Molotov cocktails. But within hours, it was all-out gunfire.
This is not a crowd-clearing operation, this is a major military assault.
The shooting came from both sides, and the result was a steady procession of the dead and injured, dozens of them. Police and protesters, side by side. 3 journalists were killed, including a Sky News cameraman. Some images are hard to forget. Civilians caught in the crossfire, defiance on the front lines, parts of Cairo in flames. And then there was this, an armoured truck with men inside pushed through a guardrail, a 20-metre drop. Their condition is unknown. In the street they held up bullet casings, but they didn't need to. Snipers were clearly seen firing into the crowds, militants with assault rifles on the streets. Trying to justify its actions, the military handed out pictures showing gunmen alongside rock-throwing demonstrators, gun battles that raged for hours. Last month, Egyptians begged the military to take over. It did, but has now imposed martial law, put a curfew in place, leaving the streets empty or burning.
Today's events are deplorable, and they run counter to Egyptian aspirations for peace, inclusion, and genuine democracy.
Not surprisingly, Australians have been advised to cancel any trips to Egypt.
This is an awful tragedy for the people of Egypt, who deserve better and had hoped for more.
Cairo is now waking to a new day, with fresh anger and blood still on the streets.
Peter Stefanovic is in Cairo. Pete, all quiet now, but a potentially explosive day ahead.
Yeah, Kate, I've been out and about on the streets this morning and things have quietened down, but I can't help but notice that there is very much an underlying tension in central Cairo at the moment. There are a lot of military officers, a lot of security officials on the streets. They're checking cars, building roadblocks at the moment, really making sure that there isn't a repeat of the violence that we've seen here over the last 24 hours or so. That state of emergency is in effect and will remain so for the next 30 days, which means the curfews will continue, and that also means that those security officials have extra powers. So while it is quiet at the moment, everyone here is wondering just how long that will last. Kate?
Thank you, Pete. Peter Stefanovic in Cairo.